Yes, here we are. Aren't we?
I should say we are. Yep.
Well.
Well, how does it feel to be an old married lady?
Oh, it's too soon to ask me that. At least, we've only been married for what, 3 hours?
We've been married exactly 2 hours and 26 minutes.
My, it seems longer.
Oh, no, look, it's hardly even 6:30 yet.
Oh, it seems, later. I guess because it starts getting dark soon, really.
Oh, it does at that. The nights are going to be pretty long from now on. It starts to get dark early.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything was so confusing, I sort of don't know what time it is or where I am. Getting back from the church, all those people, and changing all my clothes, and then everybody throwing things and all. I don't see how people do it every day.
Do what?
Get married.
Oh, yeah.
When you think of all the people getting married all over the world, just as if it were nothing.
Well, let's not worry about people all over the world. We have better things to think about. What do we care about them for?
How does anybody know what happens next?
Oh, well, let them worry about it. We know what's going to happen next. We know it's going to be great. Honey, we know we're going to be happy, don't we?
Oh, of course. Only you think of an awful lot of people who get married and it doesn't turn out so well. I guess they all thought it must be great, too.
Oh, honey. This is no way to start our honeymoon with all this thinking going on. Look at us all married and everything done. The wedding all done and all.
Oh, yeah. The wedding. Did you really like my veil?
You looked great. You looked just great.
Oh, it was nice, wasn't it? Ellie and Louise, they looked just lovely. I'm so glad they finally decided on pink. They looked perfectly lovely.
Listen, I want to tell you something. When I was standing up there in that old church waiting for you to come up, and I saw those two bridesmaids, I thought to myself, gee, I never thought Louise could look like that.
Oh, really? Funny. Of course, an awful lot of people thought that her hat and dress looked just lovely, but everyone seemed to think she looked sort of tired. Oh, well, a lot of people have been saying that about her lately. I told them I think it's just terrible of them to go around saying that about her. I told them they have to remember that she isn't so terribly young anymore. Louise can say she's 23 all she likes, but she's a good deal nearer 27.
Well, she certainly was a knockout at the wedding, boy.
Oh, I'm so glad you thought so. Glad someone did. How did you think that Ellie looked?
Ellie? Honestly, I didn't get a good look at her.
Oh, really? Well, I certainly think that's too bad. Don't suppose I ought to say it about my own sister. And I never saw anyone look as lovely as Ellie looked today. You didn't even notice. Well, you never do pay any attention to Ellie.
No.
Don't think I haven't noticed. It makes me feel just terrible. It makes me feel just awful that you don't like my own sister.
Oh, I do so like her. I'm crazy for Ellie. I think she's a great kid.
But don't think it makes any difference to Ellie. She's got plenty of people crazy about her. It isn't anything to her whether you like her or not. Don't flatter yourself. The only thing is, it makes it awfully hard for me that you don't like her, that's all. I think when we get in that apartment and everything, it's going to make it awfully hard for me. You won't ever want my sister to come and see me. It's going to make it awfully hard for me. You won't ever want my family around. I know how you feel about my family. Only you don't want them around. That's your loss, not theirs. Don't flatter yourself.
Honey, what is all this talk about not wanting your family around? feel about your family? Come on, I think your old lady is... I think your mother's swell, and Ellie and your father. What's all this talk?
Don't tell me, I've seen it. Lots of people. They get married and they think it's going to be just great and everything. It all falls to pieces because people don't like people's families or something like that. Don't tell me, I've seen it happen.
Honey, what are you getting angry about? This is our honeymoon. Are you trying to start a fight for? I guess you're feeling kind of nervous, huh?
Me? I'm not nervous. What have I got to be nervous about? I mean, well, goodness. I'm not nervous.
You know, lots of times they say that women get kind of nervous and yippy on account of thinking about... I mean, don't you want to take your hat off? You don't look any too comfortable. And listen, honey, let's don't ever fight ever, will we?
I'm sorry I got cross. I just got all mixed up being all alone off here with you. Feels so sort of different. Such a big thing, you know? Guess I will be taking this darn old hat off. Do you like it, sweetheart?
Oh, it looks good on you.
No, but I mean, do you really like it?
Well, I know it's the new style, and it's probably great. But I don't know about anything about things like this. Only I know I like that hat, like that blue hat you had. Gee, I like that hat.
Oh, really? Well, I certainly think that's too bad. First thing you say to me once you get me here all up alone with you and everything is that you don't like my hat. The first thing you say to your new wife is that you think she has perfectly terrible taste in hats. Well, that's nice, isn't it?
No, honey, I was only saying that I thought...
What you don't seem to realize is that that hat cost $22. $22! And that horrible old blue thing you think you're so crazy about, that only cost $3.95.
I don't give a damn what it costs. I only said that I like the blue hat. I mean, I'm sure I'll be crazy about this one as soon as I get used to it. Only, honey, it's not like your other hats. What do I know about the new styles? And what do I know about women's hats?
Well, it's just too bad you didn't marry someone who'd buy the kind of hats you'd like. Hats that cost $3.95. Why didn't you marry Louise? You always think she looks so beautiful. You just love her taste in hats. Why didn't you marry her?
Honey, for heaven's sakes, come on.
Well, why
now.
didn't you marry her? All you've done since we got on this train is talk about her. And here I've sat, and all you've done is say how wonderful Louise is. Suppose that's nice, getting me all off here alone with you and then raving about Louise right in front of my face. Why didn't you ask her to marry you? Sure, she would have accepted. There aren't so many people asking her to marry them these days. I'm just sorry you didn't. I'm sure you would have been much happier.
Listen, while we're talking about things like this, why didn't you marry Joe Brooks? I'm sure he would have given you all the $22 hats you wanted, I suppose.
Well, I'm not so sure. I'm not sorry I didn't. There. Joe Brooks wouldn't get me all off on a train and then sneer at my taste in clothes. Joe Brooks would never do anything to hurt my feelings. Joe Brooks has always been very fond of me. There.
Oh, he's fond of you? Oh, yeah, he was so fond of you, he didn't even give you a wedding present. That's how fond of you he was.
I happen to know for a fact that he's away on business. And as soon as he gets back, he's going to buy me anything I want for the apartment.
Anything he gives you for our apartment, I'm going to throw right out the window. That's what I think of your friend Joe Brooks. How do you know where he is? And how do you know what he's going to do?
Suppose my friends can correspond with me. I haven't heard that there's a law against that.
Well, I suppose he can't. What do you think of that? I'm not having my wife get some letters from some cheap traveling salesman.
Joe Brooks is not a cheap traveling salesman. He is not. Shh. He earns a wonderful salary.
Oh, yeah? Where did you hear that from?
He told me so himself.
Oh, he told you so himself. I see very clearly now. He told you so himself.
You've got a lot of right to talk about Joe Brooks. You and your friend Louise. All you do is talk about Louise.
For heaven's sakes, what do I care about Louise? I only noticed her because
Well, you certainly noticed her today on our wedding day. I mean, you said yourself right there in church, all you could do was think about Louise. Right there at the altar, right in the presence of God. And all you thought about was Louise.
Honey, what's the matter?
I don't know. I mean, we used to squabble a lot when we were going together. And then again when we were engaged and everything, but I thought it was going to be all so different once we got married. It was so sort of strange. I feel so alone.
You see, sweetheart, we're really not married yet. I mean, that things will be different afterwards. Oh, hell, I mean, we haven't been married very long. And listen, we haven't much longer to wait now. I mean, we'll be in New York in about 20 minutes, and then we'll go up to the hotel, and we'll do whatever you want to do. Is there something special you'd like to do tonight?
What?
What I mean to say is, would you like to go to a show or something?
Why, whatever you like. Only I didn't think people went to theaters and things. I know. I just remembered. I have some letters I simply must write tonight. Don't let me forget.
You're going to write letters tonight?
Well, I've been just awful. You know, what with the excitement and everything? Oh, I never did thank poor old Mrs. Sprague for that beautiful berry spoon she gave us. Or the McMasters for those lovely bookends they sent. Oh, no, it's just too awful of me. No, I must write them this very night.
And when you finish, maybe I can run out and get you a magazine or a bag of peanuts.
What?
Well, I wouldn't want you to be bored.
As if I could be bored with you. Silly. We're married, aren't we? Bored.
Well, what I thought that when we got in, we can go right up to the Biltmore, you know, have a little dinner in the room, kind of quiet, just the two of us, and then we can do whatever we want. I mean, honey, let's just go up there from the station, okay?
I'm so glad we're staying at the Biltmore. The twice I've been to New York, we always stayed there. Mama and Papa and Ellie and I. I was just crazy about it. I always sleep so well there. I always go right to sleep the minute my head hits that pillow.
Oh. Do you have to write the letters tonight?
Well, I don't suppose they get there any quicker than if I wrote them tomorrow.
And let's don't ever fight ever, will we?
Oh, no, not ever. I don't know what made me do like that before. It all got sort of like a nightmare. Boy, I got thinking of all those people getting married all the time and everything spoiling on account of fighting. I don't want to be like them. But we won't be, will we?
No, sure we won't.
We won't go all to pieces. We won't fight ever. And it'll all be lovely now we're married. We'll all be different. I suppose it was time I was putting my hat back on. So sorry you don't like it.
Oh, I do so like it.
That's not what you said. You said you thought it was perfectly terrible.
Honey, I never said any such thing. You're crazy.
All right. I might be crazy, thank you very much.
No.
But that is what you said. Not that it matters, it's just a little thing. It makes you feel kind of funny to think you've gone and married someone who thinks you have perfectly terrible taste in hats, and then goes and says that you're crazy besides.
Honey, I only said that I love that hat. You know what? The more I look at it, the better I like it. I think it's great.
That isn't what you said.
Honey, stop it, will you? What are you trying to start this for? We're on our honeymoon. I said I love the damn hat. I said I love the hat. I love anything you wear. What more do you want me to say?
Just don't want you to say it like that.
Well, I said I think it's great. That's all I said.
Do you really? Oh, do you honestly? Oh, I'm so glad. I'd hate for you to not like my hat. It would be such a sort of a bad start, you know?
Well, you know, I'm crazy for it. We got that all settled? Hey, look at us. We're not going to have any bad starts. Here we are on our honeymoon. Pretty soon we'll be regular old married people. I mean, pretty soon we'll be getting into the station. And we'll go up to the hotel and everything will be all right. I mean, look at us. Here we are. Married.
Yes, here we are. Aren't we?
The champagne at the party last night was too revolting, but what can you do? They had those divine Hungarian musicians, and Stewie Hunter took off one of his shoes and left him with it. It couldn't have been funnier. Ollie Martin brought me home, and we both fell asleep in the car, too, screaming. Miss Rose came about noon to do my nails, simply covered with the most divine gossip. It couldn't have been more thrilling. Didn't notice until after she had gone that the damn fool had put this revolting tangerine-colored polish on my nails. Couldn't have been more furious. Every time I looked at my fingernails, I could spit. Damn Miss Rose.
Yes, it's a waltz. Mine? Why, I'm simply love to be in a midnight fire at sea. It's too late now, we're getting underway. What's it to me if I have to spend the next couple of years in a plaster cast? Come on, Butch, right through him. Who wants to live forever? Oh, I'm so glad I brought it to his attention that this is a their plague. Heaven knows what might have happened if he had thought it was something fast. He'd have blown the sides right out of the building. Ow! For God's sakes, don't kick, you idiot! This is only second down. Oh, my shin. Oh, my poor shin that I've had ever since I was a little girl. Oh, no. Goodness, it didn't hurt the least little bit. Anyway, it was all my fault. Really, it was. Truly. You're just being sweet to say that. It really was all my fault. I wonder what I'd better do. Kill him this instant with my naked hands, or wait and let him drop his traces. Maybe it's best not to make a scene. Die he must, and die he shall for what he did to me. I've led no cloistered life. I have known dancing partners who have torn my dress and spoiled my slippers, but when it comes to kicking, I am outraged womanhood. When you kick me in the shin, smile. Oh, yes. Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? It's simply lovely. It's the loveliest waltz, isn't it? Oh, I think it's lovely, too. I'm being positively drawn to the triple threat here. He's my hero. He has the heart of a lion and the sinews of a buffalo. I love him. I love him better than anybody in the world. Look how effete the other dancers sit beside him. He's youth and vigor and courage. He's strength and gaiety and... Ow! Get off my instant, you hulking peasant. Do you think I am anyway, a gangplank? Oh, no, it didn't hurt the least little bit. And anyway, it was all my fault. Really, it was. Truly. You see that little step of yours? It's perfectly lovely, but it's just a tiny bit tricky to follow at first. Oh, did you really? Did you really make it up yourself? Oh, aren't you amazing? Oh, yes, now I think I've got it. I was watching you do it when you were dancing before. It's awfully effective when you look at it. It's awfully effective when you look at it. And I bet I am awfully effective when you look at me. My hair is hanging along my cheeks and my skirt is swaddled about me. I must look like something out of the fall of the House of Usher. Oh, I'm going to play another encore. Oh, goody. Tired? I should say I'm not tired. I should say I'm not tired. Dead. That's all I am. Dead. Oh, I wonder why I didn't tell him I was tired. I wonder why I didn't suggest just talking. Still, look at him. What could you say to a thing like that? Oh, I guess I'm as well off here. As well off as if I were in a cement mixer in full action. I'm past all feeling now. The only way I can tell any sense on me is if I'm in a splintering of bones, and all the events of my life are passing before my eyes. Oh, I think my mind is beginning to wander. It almost seems to me as if the orchestra were stopping. But it couldn't be, of course. It could never, never be. And yet, in my ears there is a silence like the sound of angel voices. Oh, they've stopped. Things are not going to play anymore. Darn. Didn't think they would. Do you really think so if you gave them $20? Oh, and listen. Do tell them to play the same thing. I'd simply adore to go on
servant came barging in my room this morning at practically 9 o'clock. Couldn't have been more furious. Started to fight for 2 days. Last night couldn't be more perfect. Took Ollie to a party, and he couldn't have been more attractive. Couldn't have been more people absolutely stinking. They had those Hungarian musicians, and Stewie Hunter was leading them with a fork. Everybody simply died. Met a really new number. Very tall, too, marvelous. And one of those people you can really talk to. I told him sometimes I get so nauseated I could yip. Came home alone. Ollie passed out sick. Can't decide whether to wear the red lace or the pink with the feathers. Feel too exhausted, but what can you do?
This is nice, isn't it?
Nice and peaceful. Oh Lord, why can't people just be peaceful? I mean, it's little enough to ask, isn't it? Why does there have to be so much hell all the time?
There doesn't have to be. There's never any need for hell.
Oh, I don't know. There's an awful lot of it going around, sweets.
Hobie, there's something I've been wanting to tell you, but it's just so rotten hard to say. I mean, if I say it, you'll think I'm jealous, and surely you know after all this time I'm not jealous. I mean, it's just, well, I worry so about you. You're so sweet, and you're so kind. It just kills me to see you eaten up by a lot of things, like Margot Wadsworth, and Evie Maynard, and Connie Holt. I mean, surely you know that's why I'm saying it. Jealous. Not jealous. If I were going to be jealous, I would be it about someone worthwhile, and not any silly, stupid, idle, worthless, vulgar, promiscuous, sex-ridden...
Darling.
Sorry. Didn't mean to bring up the subject of your friends. I mean, maybe the way they behave isn't their fault. How can they understand? Poor things. How can they know what it's like when we're alone together? How sweet it is. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you promised. Oh, you promised you would not bring up the topic of last Wednesday night again. Whatever made me do it. Making scenes, throwing tantrums, running out into the night, and then coming crawling back. Me, who wanted to show you how different a woman could be. Let's not bring it up again, shall we? Only, Hobie, look, I'm going to say this once, and then I'll never bring it up again. I want you to know that there will never, ever be another night like last Wednesday night again. What we have is much too lovely to ever cheapen. And I want you to know, I promise I will never, ever be like anybody else.
You know, for your size, talking awful lot.
You know who I'd rather be right now more than anybody else?
Who?
Me.
There's the damn telephone. Let's not answer it. Let's just let it ring.
No, you must answer it. I will be big and strong. Maybe it's not another woman after all. Maybe it's someone who just died and left you $20 million. See how reasonable? Besides, whoever she is, she's all the way on the other end of a wire, and I'm right here.
Hello? Yes, it is. Hello? Hello? Ah. Yes, I told you this is Mr. Ogden. Yes, I will hold. I've been holding. Hello? What the hell's going on here? Operator? Operator? Ah. Yes, I told you this is Mr. Ogden. What? Who? What? Oh, why, hello, Connie. How are you, dear? You're what? No, I can't hear you. Speak up. Oh, what's the matter? Oh, well, that's too bad. What? Oh, why can't you tell me now, Connie? Where are you, in Greenwich? Oh, I see. What? you want to come in now, Connie, into town now? Well, I gotta go, Connie, so that really wouldn't do much good. No, I couldn't very well do that, dear. I'm keeping people waiting as it is. Yeah, I was just about to pop out the door when you called. Listen, Connie, why don't you come in tomorrow sometime? Well, why can't you tell me now? No, Connie, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that these are friends of my sister's, and there's not much you can do about that. Listen, Connie, why don't you be a good girl and get a good night's sleep, and you'll feel much better tomorrow. Would you do that, dear? Of course I do. Look, I'll try to call you later tonight, dear. Yeah. Well, all right, I don't know what time I'll be in. Connie, I have to fly now. You take care of yourself, love. Yeah. Goodbye.
How is dear Mrs. Holt?
She is great. Corking, way up the top of the form. She said there was something she simply had to tell me.
Couldn't be her age.
She said she didn't dare say it over the wire.
Might be her age. She's afraid it'll sound like her telephone number.
Oh, well, here's the poor little Connie.
Poor little Connie. That saber-toothed tigress. Poor little Connie.
Now, Kid, why are we wasting our time talking about Connie Holt? Can't we just be peaceful?
Not while that she-beast prowls the streets.
No.
Is she coming to town tonight?
Well, she was, but then she more or less said she wouldn't.
She will. She'll shoot out of Greenwich like a bat out of hell if she thinks there's a chance of seeing you. Hobie, you don't really want to see that old thing, do you? Do you? Because naturally, if she has something to tell you, you'd want to see her. You know, Hobie, you can really spend time with me anytime. You shouldn't worry about that. Maybe you should phone her and have her come back by train. She'd get here more quickly by train than motor, wouldn't she? I think that's what you should do. You really shouldn't worry about spending time with me, really.
You know something? I knew this was coming. I could tell by the way you were when I got back from the phone. Oh, Kid, what makes you want to talk like this? You know I don't give a damn about Connie Holt. You know how much I want to be with you. What's the idea of all this? I watched you sit there and deliberately talk yourself into this starting out of nothing. What's the idea of this? Oh, good heavens, what's the matter with women anyway?
Please don't call me.
Sorry, darling, I didn't mean to use bad words.
Doubtless. If I said something, as I must have, to distress you, I can only beg you to believe that it was my misfortune and not my intention. I simply thought I was doing a courteous thing in suggesting that you needn't feel any obligation about spending the evening with me when naturally you would wish to be with Mrs. Holt. I just thought that Hobie, I'm not good at this. Of course I didn't mean it, darling. I only said that because I wanted to hear you say that you wanted to spend the evening with me. I need to hear you say that.
Kid, you ought to know that by now without my having to say it.
I need to be reassured. It's what I live on, Hobie. I mean, how do you think it makes me feel to hear you lie to Mrs. Holt about spending the evening with friends of your sister's? Why couldn't you just tell her you had a date with me? Are you ashamed of me?
Kid, if I said that, I said it before I knew what I was saying. I guess because it seemed the easiest thing to do to avoid a scene.
And what, may I ask, is Mrs. Holt to you and you to her that she might make a scene if she knows you have an engagement with another woman?
You're putting words in my mouth. I told you she means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Now, for heaven's sake, let this drop.
She means nothing to you. Naturally, that's why you would call her dear every other word.
If I did it before I knew what I was saying. I mean, I suppose it's a form of nervousness. I call people dear when I don't know what to call them. I call telephone operators dear.
I'm sure you do. And what makes me think that the way you talk to me about Mrs. Holt isn't exactly the same way you talk to her about me when I'm not there? How do I know that?
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my dear, sweet Lord. Just when everything was all right. Oh, Kid, don't do this, please. Can't we just be peaceful like we were before?
me. Don't let me stop you. I'm going to powder my nose.
Hello? Yes, it is. Why, hello, Evie. How are you? It certainly sounded. What's all that racket going on? Ah, the game's all there. Cocktails and a night on the town. Sounds jolly. Well, I'd love to, dear, but I can't tonight. No, other plans, love. No, never, Evie. Oh, now, Evie, we started on such a festive note. Listen, maybe we can meet for a nightcap later on. Say at the Algonquin. All right, but I can't promise yet. Listen, Evie, you go paint the town red. Yes, I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
Hobie,
Yes.
is there a livery stable around where they rent wild horses?
What does that mean?
If there is, I'd like you to phone them and have them send over a couple of teams, because I want you to know that even they couldn't drag me into asking you who that was on the telephone.
Oh, well, that, my friend, was a woman who should remain nameless.
I'm sure she should. I'm sure she has all the other qualities of her.
Darling.
That wasn't Connie Holt again?
No, that was the funniest thing. That was Evie Maynard.
Well. What's on her mind, if I may so flatter her?
Oh, just dizzy, the same as usual. She's throwing a little cocktail party at her place, and they all want to go out into town. That's all.
Lucky for you, you had these friends of your sister's you had to go out with.
Now, kid, I didn't say any such thing. I said I had a date I've been looking forward to all.
You didn't mention any names.
Why should I be named? It's not her concern. Any more than what she's doing and who she's doing with is any business of mine. I don't care if I ever see Evie Maynard again. I'd rather not see Evie Maynard again.
I'm sure that could be arranged if you really set your mind to it.
Kit, why are you being so nasty? Don't do this, darling. It's so unlike you. It's so unbecoming to you.
I know. It's horrible. I do it in defense, Hobie, I suppose. If I didn't say nasty things, I'd cry. I just don't understand. It's all these women. All these awful, awful women. I mean, if they were sweet and kind and gentle, I shouldn't mind, I suppose. Or maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know much of anything anymore. I know I used to come first.
And you still do.
And I always will.
And you always will.
This is my fault. This is my fault. I was the one that suggested we go to your house. I said, let's go to your house. It'll be more quiet there. Let's go to your house. We have things we can discuss. It's my day. I did this. It's my fault.
I give my word, the damn thing hasn't rung all week.
Unlucky for me, I happened to be here the last time it did. Call me Little Miss Horseshoes. Hobie, answer the phone. It drives me more crazy to let it ring.
Oh, I hope to God it's the wrong number. Darling, excuse me. Yes. Yes, it is. How are you? Oh, I'm sorry, did I? I don't recall. Anyway, what's up? Right. Yes. Dear, I can't. Not tonight. Well, because I simply can't, that's all. If you really must know, it's because I have a date I've been looking forward to all week. Yes. No. Margot, no. Oh, now, Margot, please. Please. Well, I won't be here. Well, all right, come if you like, but I tell you I won't be here. Listen, Margot, I can't talk to you like this. I really have to fly, dear. I'll talk to you tomorrow. What's this all about?
I'm sorry, but I really must go home.
Kid, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to take the damn receiver office? Is that what you want?
Oh, that's a really nice trick of yours. Is that what you did last Wednesday night after we quarreled and I went home and tried to call you and I was in holy agony?
Kid, please don't do this. Take those things back off and come and sit down.
Sit down. was different. Just so long as you thought I was different.
Kit, listen, now please. Let's just finish our drink, you and I. And then, let's go out. Nice, quiet place for dinner with long glasses of coffee. Well?
Well, if you really think...
I really think.
Answer the phone. Bye.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Why, hello. No, it is, yes. I just didn't expect to hear from you. I thought you'd popped off to the south of France. No? Well, Monte Carlo's loss is our gain. What's up? No, nothing. Now there's an idea. No time like the present, I always say. Glad you agree. Listen, here's what we're going to do.
The most terrible thing happened just this minute. Broke one of my fingernails right off short. Called up Miss Rose to come shave it for me, but she was out for the day. Damn Miss Rose. Last night, too, hectic. Took Allie to a party. Couldn't have been better. They had those Hungarian musicians and Stewie Hunter was leading them to Frisia. Too perfect. Started home with Allie, but he couldn't have been sicker. Called up the new number today to get him to go with me to the opening of that new show tonight, but he was tied up. Finally got Ollie Martin. Can't decide whether to wear the white satin or the black chiffon. Simply wrecked to the core about my fingernail. Never knew anybody to have such unbelievable things happen to them.
I like this place, Fred. This is a nice place. How did you ever find it? I like it better and better now that my eyes are getting accustomed to it. This is you sitting next to me, isn't it, Fred? But you can't fool me. I'd know that knee anywhere. You know what I like about this place? It's got atmosphere. Huh? That's what it's got. You'd ask that waitress to bring over a fairly sharp knife. I'd like to slice off a nice block of it to take home with me. Be interesting to have for my memory book. I'm going to start a memory book tomorrow. Don't let me forget. Well, I don't know, dear. What are you going to have? I suppose I'll have a highball too, but please, just a little. Do they really have real Scotch here? Well, that'll be a new experience for me. Well. To think of me having real Scotch at last. I'll finally be out of the bush leagues. This is a nice highball, isn't it, Fred? It'll be nice to see the effect of veritable whiskey upon one who's been accustomed to only the simpler forms of pleasure. You'll like that, Fred. You will stay by me if anything were to happen, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't expect anything spectacular to happen, but I do want to ask you one thing, just in case. Don't let me take any horses home with me. Doesn't matter so much about stray dogs and kittens, but elevator boys get awfully stuffy whenever you try to bring in a horse. You might as well know that about me now, Fred. You can always tell that crash is coming whenever I think I'm St. Francis of Assisi. Woo! You feel swell, Fred. You do too, don't you? Just love that tie you're wearing. Oh, did Edith give it to you? Wasn't that nice of her? You know, Fred, most people are really awfully nice. I mean, damn few are not good at heart. You are beautiful, my Fred. You'd be the first person I'd go to if I were in any kind of trouble. I guess you're just about the best friend I have. But I worry about you. I do so, too. You don't take enough care of yourself, Fred. And you owe it to your friends to take better care of yourself. You oughtn't to drink. Now, you ought to take much better care of yourself. You don't mind my talking to you like this, do you, Fred? Well, I just think you should come to this place a lot more often, where they have real scotch that can't do you any harm. Oh, darling, do you really think I ought to? All right, but just a little bit. Tell us we make it weak. Do you, come here often, Fred? Oh, is this where you were last Thursday night? I see. No, no. It wasn't a bit of a problem at all, really. It's just that, well, you told me to phone you up, and like a fool, I broke a date that I had because I thought I was going to see you. God, don't make such a fuss about it. Just wasn't a very friendly way to behave, that's all. I've been believing we were such good friends. I'm an awful idiot about people, Fred. Practically anybody would play you dirt for a nickel. Oh, yes, they would. Was, Edith here with you last Thursday night? Oh, my. Well, this place must be very becoming to her. I mean, next to, what? Coal mine? I can't think of anywhere where the light would be more flattering to that pan of hers. Do you really know an awful lot of people who consider her good-looking, Fred? Well, you must have an awfully wide acquaintance amongst the astigmatic, haven't you, Freddie, dear? Ha! Not being any way at all. It's one of those things. Either you can see it, or you can't. Now, to me, Edith looks like something that would eat her young. Dresses well? Edith dresses well? Are you trying to kid me at my age, Fred? Oh my God. You mean it? You mean those clothes of hers are intentional? My heavens, I always thought she was on her way out of a burning building. Well, you live and learn. Edith dresses well. Edith's got good taste. Yes. It's just sweet taste in neckties, all right. Don't suppose I ought to say this about such a dear friend of yours, Fred, but she's the lousiest necktie picker outer I ever saw in my life. Never saw anything could touch this thing you have around your neck. All right, what if I did say I liked it? I just said that because I felt sorry for you. because I thought you were my friend. My friend! I don't have a friend in the world, you know that, friend? Not one single friend in this world. Alright, what if I cry? What do you care? Guess I can cry if I want to, can't I? Guess you'd cry too if you didn't have a friend in the world. Is my face very bad? I suppose I have mascara running all down it by now. Gotta give up using mascara, Fred. Life is just too sad. Oh, all right. If it isn't too trouble. I don't like this place. I don't want to stay here much longer. It's all dark and stuffy. It's the kind of place that Edith would be crazy about. That's all I can say about this place. Oh, excuse me. That woman is the last of this world, Fred. I mean, it makes me feel just terrible that you trust her. I mean, that's why I feel so bad. That's why I have mascara running all down my face. Oh, no, Fred, you mustn't. I know, give me back my hand. Give it back. Come on now. We wouldn't be playing fair with Edith, would we? I mean, after all, she is your best friend, isn't she? Do you want to see me in that, Fred? You do? Oh, you'll never find a better friend than I am. And I'll never find a better friend than you are to me. Just give me back my hand a second so I can get this mascara out of my eye. Damn. Yes, I think we ought to. I think we ought to have a little drink on account of our being such good friends. Just a little one. Because it's real scotch and we're real friends. Oh, gee, it makes you feel good to know you have a friend. I feel great, don't you, Fred? You look great, too. I'm so proud to have you for my friend. Oh. Look, I know what let's do. After we've had just one more little highball, let's go out and get a lot of stray dogs. I never had enough dogs in my life, did you? No, we ought to have more dogs. And maybe there'd be some cats if we looked, you know? Or a horse. I never had a horse. I never did. I mean, not one single horse, Fred. Isn't that rotten? Not one single little horsey, ever. Not a little itty-bitty one. I need a horse. Honestly, I do, Fred. Let's you and I go and get a horse, darling. Well, let's have a drink. Let's have a little drink first, and then let's you and I go out and get a little horsey. Just a little one, darling. Just a little one.
Of course we did. You were perfectly all right. There was a nasty stretch of ice on the sidewalk, and you did sit down awfully hard, you poor dear, but that might have happened to anybody.
Oh, sure. Louisa Alcott or anybody. So, we fell on the sidewalk. Actually, I fell and you watched. Yes, that would explain why my... Yes. All right, continue with your marvelous tale. If you'd be so kind.
Now, Peter, you can't sit there and tell me you don't remember what happened after that. I mean, I did think that maybe you were just a little tight at dinner. You were perfectly all right and all that, but well, I know you were feeling pretty gay. But two were so serious from the time you fell down. Oh, I never knew you'd be that way. Don't you remember how you told me that I'd never seen your real self before? You do remember that lovely long ride we took together in the taxi, don't you? Oh, please, you do remember that, don't you? I don't know what I would do if you didn't.
Oh, yeah, the long ride in the taxi. Pretty long ride.
Round and round and round the park, and the trees were shining so in the moonlight, and you said to me, "You've never knew before you really had a soul."
Oh, yeah, I said that. That was me.
You said such lovely, lovely things, and I'd never known all along how you felt about me, and, well, I never dared let you see how I felt about you. And then, last night,
Yes.
oh, Peter, I think that taxi ride is the most important thing to ever happen to us in our lives.
Guess it must have.
We are going to be so happy. Oh, I just want to tell everyone, but I don't know. I think maybe it would be sweeter to just keep it to ourselves.
I think it would be good.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah, it's great.
Lovely.
You know, dear, I think I'm going to take you up on that offer for a drink. Strictly for medicinal purposes. I mean, off the stuff for life, I swear it. It's just I feel a collapse coming on.
I think it'll do you good, you poor boy. It's a shame you feel so awful. I will go make you a whiskey and soda.
You know, darling, I don't really know how you want to speak to me after last night, making such a damn fool of myself. I've got a good mind to run off to Tibet and join a monastery.
Oh, no. You crazy idiot. As if I could ever let you go away now. You just stop talking like that. You were perfectly fine.
Dear.
Thursday. Simply collapsing on my feet. Last night, too marvelous. That new show, too divine, couldn't be closer. Took out into a party, couldn't have been more thrilling. Everybody simply blind. They had those Hungarians in the green coats and the 300 was meeting them with a lamp, and the lamp got broken. Too wonderful. Came home alone, couldn't find Ollie anywhere. Just rose in the queue to shave my nails. Made her put on dark red colors. Didn't notice until after she was gone that it was practically black and electric light. Telephoned the new number to get him to go into his new movie tonight, but he didn't answer. Sent him 3 telegrams. Finally got out of office. Simply hopsick every time I think of my nails. Could kill the clothes, but what can you do?
To dinner, I would get seated next to someone like this guy on my left. They've been saving him up for me for weeks. Oh, we've simply got to have him. His sister was so lovely to us when we were in London. I know, we'll put him next to Miss Parker. She talks enough for 2. I should not have come. It was against my better judgment. That would be a great thing for them to cut into my tombstone. Wherever she went, including here, it was against her better judgment. It's a fine time of evening to be talking about tombstones. Well, that's the effect he's had on me, and the soup's not even cold yet. I could have stayed home for dinner. I could have had something on a tray, like the head of John the Baptist. I should definitely not have come. Oh, the soup's over. Soup's over, and I'm that much nearer to my eternal home. Yes, soup's a member of the ages, and I have said exactly 4 words to this gentleman on my left. I said, "Isn't this soup delicious?" That's 4. And he said, Yes, isn't it? That's 3. I'm 1 up on him. At any rate, we agree like lambs. We're in perfect accord. We've been all through the soup together, and there hasn't been a crossword between us. It does seem a pity to let the subject drop, now that I've found something upon which we agree so admirably. I know. I'll bring it up again. I'll say, wasn't that soup delicious? He said yes. Wasn't it? Perfect command of his tenses. Love that man. Oh, it's the fish. Goody, 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 we've got fish. I wonder if he likes fish. Oh, yes, he does. Wait a minute. He's talking. He's chattering away like a veritable magpie. He wants to know if I like fish. I wonder. Does he really want to know, or is it just a line? I better play it cagey. I'll say, oh, pretty well. I like fish. Pretty well. Pretty well. It's fascinating, fascinating bit of autobiography. I better leave him alone for a minute to think it over. I'll steal quietly away. Wonder what's going on with the guy on my right. No, that lady's got him cold. Too bad. All I can see is his shoulder. It's a nice shoulder. Nice. Oh, okay, lady. You saw him first. Very well. You keep your Greek god. Go back to my Trojan horse. Let's see, where were we? Oh, yes. We had just gotten to the part where he had confessed his liking for fish. I wonder what else he likes. Do you like cucumbers? Oh, yes. He says he does. Do you like potatoes? Yes, he likes potatoes, too. Isn't that wonderful? Regular old nature lover. Yes, I would have to come to dinner and sit next to the boy Thoreau. Oh, speaks again. Words are simply pouring out of him. He wants to know if I like potatoes. No, I'm afraid I don't. I've done it. I've differed with him. It's our first quarrel. Oh, silly boy. He's fallen into a moody silence. Have I pricked your bubble? Well, do you think I'm nothing but a painted doll with sawdust for a heart? Oh, come on. Don't take it like that. Come now. I have something to tell you that will bring back your faith. I do like cucumbers. He's better already. Oh, good. I'm glad we got that settled. Oh, he says he likes cucumbers too. Wonderful. We both like cucumbers, only he likes them twice. Gee, I wish I had something to do. I hate being a mere drone. You know, they really ought to tell you when they're going to sit you next to somebody like this, so you could bring along some means of occupation. I could have brought along my top bureau drawer and tidied it up right here on my lap. I could have made great strides in getting those pictures of the groups on the beach pasted in my album. I wonder if my hostess would think it was strange if I asked for a deck of cards. I wonder if there are any copies of Life lying around. I wonder if they need some help in the kitchen. I wonder if maybe I could just run to the corner and get a late paper. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. I'm not going to spend the best years of my life thinking up pearls to scatter before him. Oh, no. From now on, you go your way and I'll go mine. Glad there's red wine. Red wine gives me courage. The red badge of courage. I need courage. Nobody knows what a terrible time I'm having. A precious evening that will never ever come again, ruined. All because of this somewhat different monologue is complete. Well, the night's not over yet. I'm not done yet. Oh, good God. I wonder what that lady's like that's got him. I wonder if she's Okay, lady. Very well. Well, I'm not going to be spineless any longer. You'll see. I suppose I have obligation to my hostess. I should try and make conversation with this macaw on my left. Have you read any good books lately? Do you go much to the theater? Would you go to the Riviera? Have you ever heard about my summer at the Riviera? Oh, great. Silvertongue's at it again. He's rattling away like lightning. He wants to know if I like salad. Yes, I do. What would you like to make with that? Oh, he's telling me about salad. He's telling me about salad through the ages. And how good it is for people. That's wonderful. So help me. If he gives me a talk on roughage, I'll slap his face. It's great. My luck, I get all dressed up at my best and I get seated next to someone like this, when all the while on my Well, I thought you'd never turn around. Oh, you have? Oh, you should have seen what I drew. I've been having a terrible time. No, I don't see how you're doing. No. Well, okay. I'll tell you what. After dinner, I'll say I have. You can tell them you're going to try.
Golly, to a party. Too unbelievable. Everybody absolutely rolling. They had some very musicians. But Stewie Hunter wasn't there. He got a complete nervous breakdown. Worried sick will see if he won't be well by tonight. Will absolutely never forgive him if he doesn't come. Dr. told me Golly, and he couldn't stop crying. Folks screams of the marvelous numbers. Somebody comes on and then go dance for a while. Everybody was tied up. Finally found Ollie Marsh. I'm sick. Deciding whether to wear blue with the white jumpers or the purple with the beige roses. Every time I look at those three bulging black nails, I want to yip. I really have seen most horrible things happen to me than anybody in the entire world. Damn this road.
Please, God, let her telephone me now. Dear God, let her call me now, please. I won't ask anything else of you. Truly, I won't. It would be such a little thing. It isn't very much to ask. Such a little thing, God, please. If I could just think of something else. Maybe the phone might ring then. If I could just think of something else. Maybe if I count 500 by fives, the phone might ring by then. I'll count slowly, and I won't cheat. And if it rings when I get to 300, I won't stop. I won't answer it until I get to 500. Okay, God? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50. Please ring. Please.
This is the last time I'll look at that clock. I will not look at it again. It's 7:10. He said he would call at 5. Call you at 5, darling. I think that's when he said darling. I know he said it twice. The other time was when he said goodbye. Goodbye, darling. He's busy and he can't say much at the office, but he called me darling twice.
I know you shouldn't keep telephoning. They don't like it when you do that. If you do that, they know that you're thinking about them and wanting them, and then they really start to hate you. But I hadn't talked to her in 3 days. Not in 3 days!
All I did was ask him how he was. It was just the way anybody might have called him up. He couldn't have minded that. He couldn't have thought I was bothering him. No, of course you're not. And he said he'd telephone me. He didn't have to say that. I didn't ask him to. Truly, I didn't. I'm sure I didn't.
I must stop. I mean, just supposing a fellow says he's going to call you, and for some particular reason he doesn't. That's not so terrible. Why, it's happening all over the world right this very minute. Oh, what do I care what's going on all over the world right this very minute? Why can't that phone ring? Why can't it? Why can't it? Oh, it would hurt you to ring, wouldn't it? Oh, that would hurt you. I'll pull your filthy roots right out of the wall. I'll smash your smug little face to bits. Damn you.
God, don't let my prayer seem too little to you. I mean, you sit up there so white and old, with all the angels about you and the stars slipping by, and I come to you about a prayer, about a telephone call. Don't laugh, God. You don't know how it feels. You're so safe up there on your throne with the blue swirling under you. No one can touch you. No one can twist your heart in their hands. This is suffering, God. This is bad, bad suffering. Won't you help me, please? You said you would do whatever was asked of you if it was asked in your Son's name. In the name of thine only Son, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, please let her call now, please, please.
I'll call you at 5, darling. Goodbye, darling. He was busy and he was in a hurry, and there were people all around him. He called me darling twice. That's mine. I have that even if I never see him again. It's not enough. Nothing's enough if I never see him again. I want him so much. I'll be good. I'll try to be better. Just, please, let him call.
This is what I'll do. I'll put the clock in the other room, then I can't look at it. If I do have to look at it, I'll have to go into the bedroom, and that will give me something to do. Maybe before I look at it again, he will call me. I'll be so sweet to him if he calls me. If he says he can't see me tonight, I'll say, why, that's all right, dear. Of course it's all right. I'll be the way I was when I first met him. Then maybe he'll like me again. I was always so sweet at first. Oh, it's so easy to be sweet to people before you love them.
Are you punishing me, God, because I've been bad? Are you angry with me? If she doesn't call, I will know that God is angry with me. I'll count 500 by fives, and if she hasn't called by then, I will know that God is never going to help me ever again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right, God. Go ahead, send me to hell. You think you're frightening me with your hell? Do you think that your hell is worse than mine?
I must stop. Just because he didn't call when he said he would, there's no reason to be hysterical. Maybe he isn't even going to call. Maybe he's coming straight here from the office. He'll be cross if he sees I've been crying. He doesn't like me to cry. He never cries. I wish I could make him cry. I wish I could make him cry and tread the floor and feel his heart heavy and big and festering in him. I wish I could have hurt him like hell.
I wonder if she knows how she makes me feel. I wish there was a way of her knowing without my having to tell her. They don't like to know that you're unhappy because of them. If you do that, then they think you're being possessive and exacting, and then they really start to hate you. They hate you whenever you say what's on your mind. Instead, you have to make these little games all the time. The kick is, I didn't think I'd have to do that with her. I didn't think I'd have to play these games. I thought I could say what I thought, what I felt, but I guess you can't ever, ever.
Something might have happened to him. No, nothing could have happened to him. I never picture anything happening to him. I never picture him run over. I never picture him lying long and cold and dead. I wish he were dead. That's a terrible thought. It's a lovely thought. If he were dead, he would be mine. If he were dead, I would never think of now or the last few weeks. I would think of only the lovely times. If he were dead, it would all be beautiful. I wish he were dead. I wish he were dead. Dead. Dead.
Maybe the clock is fast. Maybe he's hardly late calling at all. Maybe he got stuck at the office. Maybe he went home to call me up from there. I mean, maybe he's worrying just a little bit about keeping me waiting.
I know, God, just as well as you do, that if she were worried about me, she'd call no matter where she was or how many people were around her. Please let me know that, God. I mean, I don't ask you to make it easy for me. I know you can't do that, for all you could do is make a world. Only, please, God, don't let me go on saying comforting things to myself, and please don't let me go on hoping. Oh, please don't let me hope. Please, God?
All right, I'm not going to call her. I wouldn't call her again if she was the last woman on earth. She can rot in hell before I'll call her. I don't need your strength, God. I have my own. If she wants me, she knows where she can find me. She knows I'm waiting. She's so sure of this. Why is it they hate you whenever they're sure of it?
Maybe he's been trying to get me. Sometimes people try and get you on the telephone. They say the number doesn't answer. I'm not just saying that to help myself. That really happens. You know that really happens. Keep me away from the telephone. Keep me away. Let me just have a little bit of pride left. Oh, what does pride matter? The real pride, the big pride, isn't having no pride.
I may have misunderstood him. Maybe he said for me to call him at 5 o'clock. Call me at 5, darling. Oh, he could have said that perfectly well. And it is so possible that I didn't hear him right. Call me at 5, darling. I'm almost sure that's what he said.
Maybe I could read. You know, all the books are about people who love each other, truly and sweetly. Oh, what do they have to write about that for? What do they have to write about that for when they know it's just a goddamn lie? What do they have to write about that for when they know how much it hurts? Oh, damn them! Damn them!
Aren't you really going to let her call, God? Are you sure? I mean, really, just, couldn't you please relent? I don't even ask that she call me this minute, only let her call me in a little while. I'll count 500 by fives. And if she hasn't called by then, I'll call her, I will. Oh, please, dear kind God in heaven, please let her call me before then, please. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Quiet on the set, please.
Shh. Quiet!
Take 2.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Not feeling so well today.
Oh, I'm great.
Oh, do you think maybe a drink would make you feel better?
Hair of the mastiff that bit me. Oh. Thank you. Never speak of that again, please. I'm through. All through. Look at that hand, steady as a hummingbird. All right, that's up. You only came over here to gloat over my hungover self.
I did not. I came to tell you that everybody was feeling pretty high, and you were all right.
Must have been dandy. Is anybody sore at me?
Oh, heavens, no. Jim Pearson was a little stuffy there for a minute at dinner, but people sort of held him back in his chair and he got calmed down. I don't think anyone noticed at all. Hardly anybody.
He was going to sock me. But what did I do to him?
You didn't do a thing. You were perfectly fine. Only you know how stuffy Jim gets when he thinks anyone's making too much fuss over Eleanor.
Did I make a pass at Eleanor? Oh, God, did I do that?
Of course you didn't. You were only fooling, that's all. She thought you were awfully amusing. She was having a marvelous time. She only got a little tiny bit annoyed just once when you put clam juice down her bag.
Clam juice down her back? Oh, and every vertebrae a little cow. What am I going to do now?
She'll be all right. Just send her some flowers. Don't worry about it. It isn't anything.
Oh, no, I don't worry. I haven't a care in the world. I'm sitting pretty. Dear, oh dear. What other fascinating tricks did I pull at dinner?
You were fine. Don't be so foolish about it. Everybody was crazy about you. Well, the maitre d' at the hotel was a little worried because you wouldn't stop singing, but he really didn't care. He simply said he was afraid they'd close the place again if there was so much noise, but he didn't care a bit himself. I think he enjoyed seeing you have such a good time. You were just singing away there for about an hour. Oh, it wasn't so terribly loud at all.
So I sang. That must have been a treat. I sang.
Don't you remember? You just sang one song after another. Everybody was listening. They loved it. Only, well, you kept insisting you wanted to sing a song about some kind of Fusiliers or other. Yes, and everyone kept shushing you. You kept trying to start it up again. Oh, you were wonderful. Oh, we tried to get you to stop singing for a minute and eat something, but you wouldn't hear of it.
Didn't I eat any dinner?
Not a thing. Every time the waiter would offer you something, you'd give it back to him because you said that it was your long-lost brother changed in the cradle by a gypsy band, and anything you had was his. You had him simply roaring at you.
Yeah, but I did. But I must have been comical. Society's pet, I must have been. So, what else happened after my overwhelming success with the waiter?
Nothing much. You took a sort of dislike to some old man with white hair sitting across the room because you didn't like his bow tie. You wanted to tell him about it. But we got you out before he really got mad.
Oh, you did? Did we walk?
Walk? Of course we did. You were perfectly all right. There was a nasty stretch of ice on the sidewalk, and you did sit down awfully hard, you poor dear, but that might have happened to anybody.
Oh, sure. Louisa Alcott or anybody. So, we fell on the sidewalk. Actually, I fell and you watched. Yes, that would explain why my... Yes. All right, dear. Tell me, what happened after that, if you'd be so kind?
Now, Peter, you can't sit there and tell me.
Shot you'll never forget.
Dave, can we
Shane,
can,
reverse
like,
the angle. We'll just keep
take it back to, oh, sure, anybody, Louisa Alcott.
Correct. All right. Oh, sure, anybody. Louisa Alcott or anybody. So. What do I say next?
Take it back.
That's the phone now.
Okay, come on.
Oh, so what happens after that if you don't want
Oh, sure, anybody. Louisa Alcott or anybody. So, what happened after that, if you don't mind? Tell me.
Well, you first did this, and then you did that.
Okay.
Okay, take it back.
All right, I'm ready.
Come on.
Who is that man?
I want to pack up.
It's your fault.
This will be the highlight of the film.
Oh, sure, Louisa Alcott or anybody. So.
Okay, come on.
It's gonna be like totally in video or something.
We want to
I
get
don't know
it,
what to
so.
say here. We're like America's greatest video hit.
Come on, please.
Please don't laugh. They're bad enough.
We last time we were.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sure. Louisa Alcott or anybody. So, what happens?
No, come on. Because we're going to run out of film.
Hey, AIDS will know.
I just want you to know that this Danish, Danish right here, zoom in on this Danish, because this Danish has been on this set for a week now. I just want you to what?
Crack the tape.
Hey, continuity with those pros.
Okay, come on. Please, let's do it.
That's it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, sure, Louisa Alcott or anybody. So, what happened next, if you don't mind?
Now, Peter, you can't sit there and tell me you don't remember what happened after that. I mean, I do think that maybe you were a little tight at dinner, but you were perfectly all right and all that, but I know you were feeling pretty gay. But you were so serious from the time you fell down. Don't you remember how you told me that I had never seen your real self before? Oh, you do remember that lovely long ride we took together in the taxi, don't you? I don't know what I would do if you didn't. You do remember that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, the long ride in the taxi. A pretty long ride.
Round and round and round the park, and the trees were shining so in the moonlight. And you said to me that you never knew before you really had a soul.
Oh, yeah, I said that. That was me.
You said such lovely, lovely things. And I had never known all along how you felt about me, and, well, I'd never dare tell you how I felt about you. And then, last night, oh, Peter, I think that taxi ride was the most important thing to ever happen to us in our lives.
Guess it must have been.
Oh, we are going to be so happy. I just want to tell everyone, but I don't know, I think maybe it would be sweeter to just keep it to ourselves.
I think it would be.
Oh, isn't it lovely?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Lovely.
You know, darling, I think I'm going to take up your offer for that little drink. I mean, strictly for medicinal purposes, I am awful. This stuff for life. It's just that I feel collapse coming on.
I think it would do you good, poor boy. It's a shame you feel so awful. I will go make you a whiskey and soda.
You know, dear, I really don't know how you can stand to talk to me after last night, making such a fool of myself and all. You know, I've got a good mind to run off to Tibet and join a monastery.
Oh no, you crazy idiot. As if I could ever let you go away now. You just stop talking like that. You were perfectly fine.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Right.
Beautiful. What the fuck was that, right?
What me?
I spilled Chinese food, that's all I know.
I can't get the